Yes, people. Welcome back to the finished article and welcome to another edition of Fergie Time. This is where we talk all about Manchester United. And, as the title says, we're talking about Manchester United signing Ralf Rangnick as the interim manager and also on a consultant advisory role for a further 2 years. And he'll be helping United he'll be coaching the team for the first 6 months until the interim period's over, and then he's going to be coaching basically the club as a whole for the 2 years moving forward to try and get some stability, some philosophy at the team and at the club. And he'll also be helping out in signing his predecessor. So, Shaz, straight off here, what do you know about this guy, man? What do you know about Ralf Ragnick so far?
So what I know about him is that he has coached RB Leipzig and another club, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and he's
I think
instilled
it's Salzburg as
a
well.
style of play, Gengendorf, as they call it, which is basically the press style. As we talked about yesterday, he is the one that instilled the pressing game into Klopp and Tuchel. So
Yes,
he's
yes.
effectively their dad.
Daddy's
Now, on to
home,
more important
bitches.
news, daddy's home, exactly. So, on to more important news on this role. I think it's actually a very good role for him to take at Man United because right now, the funny thing is that quote that you just said right now. So, not only does the team need coaching, but the actual club needs coaching. So, what he's
Yeah.
doing is a consultancy role. What he's going to do is instill discipline. So, he's actually going to be like the director of football. They haven't given him the title, but you know that's because a consultant
No,
role
I
means
think he's gonna be higher up than that, bro.
no, I know, but what I mean is he will literally drill these guys in the
He's gonna be
post-Fergie
head
era and
of
say,
basically. He's like so this role that he's gonna take after the interim period. I don't think it's a role many people know much about because I don't think United have ever done it before, and I don't think other clubs have anyone in this role. So he's gonna be there to obviously make sure the philosophy stays as it is, whether regardless of which manager we have. So his style of play will still be there. So he's going to help pick the next manager, permanent manager at Manchester United. So I think during the talks and negotiations to bring in a new manager, there's going to be talks of okay, we're going to be using X, Y, and Z as our philosophy, and we're going to be using A, B, and C as our tactics. You have to stick to that. That's what he's going to bring to the table in negotiations, and he's very high on as I said yesterday in the video. He's very high on Eric Ten Hag from Ajax, and I've got a really good feeling that Ten Hag will be our next permanent manager from the summer. But there's also talk that Poch is going to come in. There's news now that PSG are okay to start talking to United, but not till the summer.
"There's a comment here
Um,
from Darren that's quite valid."
yeah,
Joy.
he's right. Yesterday, you lot were better without Ronaldo. I don't think it was the fact that we didn't have Ronaldo. I just think it was the fact that we actually had tactics and a game plan going into the game. You could tell that United were pressing, they were playing better, they were just playing all around better. And in the two games we've had with Carrick, Villarreal away and Chelsea away, we've done really well, and that's not because we haven't had Ronaldo, because we had him against Villarreal, and he did come on against Chelsea. He didn't do much against Chelsea, and that's the truth. He had a quiet day at the office, which is unlikely for Ronaldo these days. He usually has a good day at the office. But I think it's a bit harsh to say that we played better without Ronaldo, because we always play good with Ronaldo. What do you reckon, Shaz?
Yeah, I think Darren's got a valid point in the sense that I think what he means is first half it was tactically set up to nullify Chelsea's strength. In the second half, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we come on. And no, to Darren's second comment, because I've read about this, uh, I don't think he was. I think basically somebody just saw a picture of him talking on the phone, thinking he was on the phone to Ragnick. Carrick
Yeah,
came out and said categorically denied that it was anything to do with Ragnick. It was pretty much Carrick and current
yeah. I mean,
non-existent coaching team.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think that Ralf Rangnick was on the phone during that game telling Fletcher and Garrick what to do. That's just bizarre. But yeah, I don't think it was him on the phone. Maybe he was talking to someone else about something. But some information that I've heard recently today that the coaching staff at United will all stay. No one's being released. So Carrick, Fletcher, Carrick, and McKenna, Phelan, they're all staying. And I think that's going to be a problem because they were the problem when Solskjaer was there. They were doing the coaching because Solskjaer said he's not a coach, he's a manager. And he left the coaching to these three. Um, and with them still being there, if they're still left to do the training, we're gonna have problems. But Ragnick's not that type of manager to let other people go and do his coaching. He's a very good coach and a manager, so he's going to be very involved and hands on
What
with
I
the
reckon will
coaching.
happen is he will tell the coaches like Carrick and Phelan, this is how I want the coaching to be done,
Yeah,
and he's gonna
so
say make sure it
he'll put
happens.
them in charge in groups. So obviously Ragnick will say, "This is what we're doing today, and I want you to take this group, and I want you to take this group, and stuff like that." Or I want you to lead, but what a session on 5-on-5, or I want you to lead a session on passing, or I want you to do the warm ups, or something like that. I think Ragnick's going to be very, very involved in everything from the signings to the training to obviously the lineups and everything. And that's what we want from someone who's coming in as the new manager. We want him to be fully involved because
Yeah.
we saw what happened when Solskjaer isn't, when your manager is not involved in training and it's left to your coaches. We saw what happened under Solskjaer. That you have Michael Carrick, you have Mike Phelan and McKenna taking over and just running a shit show after shit show.
Tell me about
That's
it.
all I can say, bro. So as of this video, Ragnick has now been confirmed as the Manchester United interim manager for the next 6 months and as consultant advisor for the next two years following that.
So just a point to add,
Mm-hmm.
and one that people should be aware of whilst he's been confirmed as a manager. The
Mm-hmm.
caveat is that Carrick will still take charge of Arsenal at home if Ragnick's work permit does not come through. So that the
Yeah, no, of
caveat is
course.
still there.
So we're still waiting on obviously the final bits and bats
Yeah.
of the deal to go through, which is you're right, Chaz, the visa, the work permit, whatever it's called
My
these
my
days.
guess is my guess is if I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
whilst you'd hope it would happen, if it hasn't happened by now, my guess is Carrick is because if you give Ragnick half a day or a day, it's not really going to be able to have much influence apart from maybe talk to the players. It's my guess. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro. You're right. Ragnick's obviously he's going to be in charge as long as his visa and everything have come through. And I think with football, they do go through pretty quickly. It's not like when we try and apply for a visa and it takes years and years or months to go through, bro. I don't think
Well,
it's
yeah.
like that. Apparently, Ragnick has, he's given his thoughts on Paul Pogba. It says his previous comments on Pogba don't particularly look well for Pogba.
I'm not bothered.
So he has been working as the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow recently. Let's have a look. So So Ragnick compared Pogba with former RP Leipzig and now Liverpool midfielder Naby Keita, and said he wouldn't swap Keita for Pogba for our style of play in 2017, just a year after the Pogba arrived at United. So he would take his old player Keita, who's now at Liverpool, over Pogba, and that is a problem because if he doesn't think he's better than him, then is he going to play when he's fit
Well,
against
I will
for
say this
United?
about Pogba. I'd actually agree with him there. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna say something that might be controversial. I would say Kante. I would say Naby Keita. I would say, if I look at some of the workhorse players apart from Pogba, they do far more than Pogba does. Pogba has all the talent in the world, but the
He's
guy
just too
doesn't
lazy,
apply
bro. He's
himself.
like Martial. He's too
Lazy.
freaking lazy, bro.
Yeah, I love the guy, but I get sick of him because it's like, dude,
Yeah,
you paid 90 million. Go and play your talent. But the problem is either you got
yeah,
a manager that kicks him in the ass and says, look, stop being a showboat and play for the badge, which you
yeah.
know he won't because his agent
So with Ragnar coming in, I think he's gonna obviously, like you said before, he's gonna discipline the players and the team. He's gonna have more discipline, and that will probably work better for Martial and Pogba to be less lazy to get in the team. Yeah, you're right, Shaz. Pogba is one of the most talented footballers in the world, and
genius,
he's
yeah.
amazing on his A game. He's one of the best midfielders in the world. But that's the problem. It's when and if he chooses to
Did you
perform at
see?
that level.
Yeah. You see how he plays brilliantly for France. It's almost like, why do I care? Because he doesn't do it week in, week out for Man
Yeah.
United. So you're like, okay, well, that's good, but ain't gonna get the
So
job
we've
done.
got a comment here from Darren. I'll just bring it up. So if he does a great job over the next 6 months and then the new permanent manager comes in and does terrible, will you guys be back to square one again? I'll answer that first. No, we won't be back to square one because Ragnick's going to stay as an advisor consultant after the 6 months. So that whoever the new permanent manager is will have Ragnick backing him up and helping him out with tactics. Now, from my understanding on Ralf Rangnick, he is he's very stat driven. He watches a lot of videos. He analyzes situations. He analyzes teams. He analyzes players. He has like a whole team of video analysis people that do all this for him and bring him that data. So that is still going to be there, whether Ralf Rangnick's the permanent manager after the 6 months or whether someone else signs as a permanent manager. So whichever manager's there, they're still going to have that part of his philosophy and the way he works. So let's say for instance, Poch comes in as the new manager and he wants, he needs some data on our next opponent. Let's call it Man City at this point. So if he wants more info on that, he could just go to Ragnick and say, okay, I need X, Y, and Z on Man City, and I need it on, these players. And Ragnick could go away and do that with his team. That's what he's going to be there for, to do things like that. He's there to help the manager do their job better. And I think he will make any manager that comes in next a better manager, just with his philosophy. What about you, Shaz? What do you reckon of this comment?
And the Darren's comment is valid because, like you said, not Ten Hag, sorry, Ragnick's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he'll have huge influence on tactics, style of play, philosophy. Should be
Definitely.
good. Obviously, he will take a step upstairs, and there is the risk with the new manager. Now, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think Poch isn't going to be the answer
I
because
don't
it's.
think Poch is the answer to our
I
problems,
think
and
it's
I've said this
more.
yesterday.
It's basically what Glazers are doing is they're realizing 3 years too late what they should have done then, and trying to
Yeah,
rectify it now when the style of play and everything. And Poch is now at PSG, which means he's been scrutinized against already being at apparently a world class club. So do you really want him to be struggling? If he's already struggling there,
he's
so
struggling
let's be
with
honest.
PSG in the Farmers League. How is he going to do well as Man United manager in the Premier
No,
League? I mean,
that's not the
he's
worst
not
bit, bro.
managing Tottenham and Southampton when he comes back. If he comes to United,
That's not that's not the worst bit, bro. The worst bit is the league isn't the issue. It's the fact that Champions League now, if you compare the English league, English Premier League to the French league, English Premier League dominates by a mile and a half.
the Premier League right now
That's
is
going to be a
rated the
problem.
best league in world football.
Yeah. So his problem is, do you want somebody in that can hack at the pressure against Man City's, your Liverpool's, and I don't think he can. So I think,
No,
like you said, Ten Hag will be probably the earmarked as the future.
I
But
hope so. I hope so.
that's something they got to nip in the bud now because the Glazers are notoriously slow at making decisions. Like Ollie should have been sacked before the international break, but
Ollie should have
you
been
let him
sacked
start.
at the start of the season, bro, before the season
Exactly,
even
yeah.
started.
So, yeah, exactly. So you did if you'd have done that then you wouldn't have seen the struggles that have gone on.
Yeah,
But because they were
100%.
so stupid and delayed the inevitable and kept hanging on to their high horse,
Yeah, and
everyone
like in the last
suffered. And
video where we were rounding up game week 13, after you left, I was saying that if it weren't for United getting beat so badly by Watford, Solskjaer would probably still be our permanent manager at this point. So we won't be talking about Ralf Rangnick coming as an interim manager because Solskjaer would have beaten Watford and people would be praising him. Oh yeah, he's back, he's back. Then we'd probably go to Arsenal and get beat by Arsenal, and then he probably would have been sacked. So because we lost so bad to Watford, it delayed the inevitable. The inevitable was delayed so long, but it happened
but my
eventually.
point is, and I agree because Darren brought this up on the last podcast, which was actually quite interesting. So he said,
Mhm,
if you sacked Ollie,
mhm.
you must have a plan. So the idea is that, and we talked about this as well, Shaz.
Yeah, 100% we
So
did.
we make a decision. You and me say we're going on holiday somewhere. You must know where you're going before you book your holiday. And it's not like you book your holiday. Or should I book a flight now?
Bro,
No,
you don't just
you
turn
will
up at
know
the
where.
airport and say, right, I want a
Yeah,
ticket to the next place,
yeah, exactly.
the next
So
flight out.
the thing is, the Glazers are quite slow in their ability to understand that they needed a forward plan, and they don't do
Yeah,
that very
they
well,
didn't have a plan.
which means,
They sacked Solskjaer and they had no plan, bro.
yeah,
But I mean, the plan that they've got now is is a very good plan. Bringing in obviously Ralf Ragnick and then having him as a 2 year advisor consultant to the next manager, and having his help um, going forward for the next 2 years for the next manager. I think that's going to be very key for the next manager and the progression of the club as a whole. And it's going to be interesting to see. You know, it's going to be interesting to see his style of play with Man United. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. He's just signed today. He's got Tuesday, Wednesday to meet the team, get his philosophy in them as much as he can in 2 days. Which, you know, how much can you do in 2 days with a team? And then we've got Arsenal on Thursday, live on Amazon Prime. Who's ready for that?
yeah, no, I don't have Amazon Prime
We
anyway.
have got another comment, Shaz. We've got another comment from Darren. Where does that put Sir Alex's input now? So I'll go over to you and let you answer this one first, bro.
So, oh, sorry, yeah. Basically, I don't think it changes anything. I think his input is always going to be there. He's more of a like sitting as a consultant advisor now. He will always
Yeah,
have
but
input, but
you have to remember, Chaz, Sir Alex Ferguson has a lot of influence
yeah,
on
he
the
will.
team as a whole. So I think what Darren's trying to say is what's going to happen to that type of influence from Sir Alex now that Ralph Ragnick's taking that role where the managers can go to him instead of Sir Alex and get the
But
advice and help.
they'll go to both because Ragnick is smart and he'll talk to Fergie, and they'll both of them
I
are.
don't think that'll happen, bro. I don't think that'll happen.
Well,
Personally, I don't think that's going to happen, bro.
I'm just putting hypotheses that I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the day, we'll see the fruits of the labor
Mm-hmm.
very shortly. But yeah, it'd be interesting.
No, I think it's going to be very interesting, bro. It's going to be very, very interesting to see um, what's going to happen at United going forward. There's a lot
Yeah,
going on with the club. Obviously, new manager coming in on the interim period and then staying on for 2 years after. as an advisor consultant. I think that's going to take away some of that influence that Alex Ferguson has, because Ralf Rangnick is his own person. He will do things his way. And I think that's going to pull some of that influence away from Fergie, at least for the 2 years. But wait, what happens after that? Does Ralf Rangnick stay? Will he sign again for another few years in that role, or in a different role to stay at the club? Or will he move on to other things? That's the main issue I have, is that he's staying for the 2 years, which for now, from now till the end of there, we will have stability. But what happens when he's gone? Do we just go back to shit like we were under Solskjaer? Do we just go back to whatever, man?
No,
What's
but
going to happen?
the hope is that the influence. I think Ragnick will extend because
I hope so, bro.
you'd think that obviously you'd hope by then the club would be in a lot better position because of the structure and influence put
Yeah,
into
no,
them. Surely,
100%.
if they can't sort their shit out after that, then no one can say
They don't
that.
deserve him after that. If they can't sort the shit out without him after that, they don't deserve to
Yeah.
keep him. But yeah, Ragnick coming in is going to be really good for United. Like I said before, it's better than having Solskjaer still in charge. Ragnick's going to bring his philosophy of football, which is, as you said, the pressing style. He's going to bring in his mentality. He's going to bring in some discipline to the squad. So Darren's got an interesting point here, Shaz. He's got an interesting question. I'll let you answer it. Could United be too big for Ragnick?
Well, but they already are because based on the fact that he's managed at RP Leipzig and I think it was Hoffenheim, the other
No,
club.
I don't think he means as is the club too big for him to be a part of. I mean, as a club with the players that they have, is that going to be too much and too big for Ragnick to manage? I think that's what he's trying to get at, really.
I think he'll manage the cast of characters, and you know what? I
Because
don't
there's a
mind
lot
the
of
fact
big
that
egos at United right now. Sorry, Shaz. There's a lot of big egos. You've got to understand. You've got Captain Harry Maguire, who's got a big head and a big ego, even though he's shit. You've got Paul Pogba, who's probably got the biggest ego in the club. Then
right,
you've got
it's really
Ronaldo, who's got
simple.
another big ego. And then there's other players that have these big
Yeah,
egos. So
they have egos, but as Roy Keane said, these players haven't been worthy of wearing the Man United shirt anyway.
no,
So what
I
you then
understand that,
do,
but you've got all these big egos that trying to, throw their weight around, and then you've got your manager Ragnick, who's just come in.
well,
It's
he'll come and make the tough decisions. He'll do
And
what
that's what I'm
Oli
saying.
couldn't do.
That's what I'm trying to say. Ragnick will make those tough decisions. That's what he's there for. People know
Yeah,
that he's a big manager. He's never managed big time Charlies. No, he hasn't.
yeah.
But I think he'll prove everyone right that he was the right fit for this role.
He's been brought in because he introduces discipline. He takes
Yeah,
no shit, and he's literally going to make the tough decisions that Oli couldn't do anyway.
yeah,
That's the difference. You don't need any friendly people anyway because United's position isn't good anyway. So you say, look, if you want to get up, you need to do my way. Otherwise, you're stuck with
yeah.
mediocrity.
Well, like I was saying in the last video, just after you left, sorry, Shaz, that right now United are eighth. I think we were about 5 points off fourth place. So we're 5 points behind Arsenal at fourth. So right now, United's goal should be to hit top four right now. And then after that, once we do hit top four, try and aim for third and maybe second. Like I was saying, though, I don't think we'll finish second and third. I don't think we're going to finish that high. I think the highest we're going to finish this season is fourth. And that's just what we need right now, is to finish top four so we can bring in some big players next season, because everyone wants to play Champions League football. So it's going to be down to whether we get that Champions League football, whether we sign certain players or not. Like Haaland. Haaland's just been knocked out to the Champions League with Dortmund. He's not going to the World Cup in 2022 next year either. So he's had a bad week. And I think going forward, he's going to want to be in a team that's going to be playing in the Champions League. So if we want to get Haaland, the first thing we need to do now is, make sure we finish in that top four.
Yeah, no doubt. it'll be interesting to see how it gets on. But yeah, top four should be the aim. But only time will tell. We'll find out against Arsenal just how
Exactly,
much they've
bro.
learned.
Exactly, bro. So obviously we spoke about what's next for United already, and as we know, it's Arsenal. Um,
Yeah, I knew that.
but we've got a comment from Darren. I know it's got nothing to do with Man United, and it's not part of the topic, but I do want to bring it up. Sorry to go off subject. How has Messi won Ballon d'Or? That's a joke. Yeah,
I'm confused.
exactly.
I don't get that either. I don't get that.
So the Ballon d'Or is based from last season, basically. So it's based from July till June. So it was from July last year till June this year that they base the winner off. So he was still at Barcelona at the time. But saying that, he didn't do that well last season with Barca. I mean, he was he was average, just like Ronaldo was at Juve. Ronaldo wasn't amazing at Juve last season. To me, that was an average season for Ronaldo.
I would have given it to Lewandowski.
Yeah,
But
I think Lewandowski should have won, but this is football politics at its best. Giving it to Messi, who's now in the Farmers League, he won't win another Ballon d'Or now that he's in the French league. He can't because it's unless they win the Champions League, he can't win the Ballon d'Or. How is that even possible? I mean, I think
no, that's true.
wasn't it within that year that Argentina won a trophy as well?
Copa America.
Yeah, so that's probably the main reason that he won Ballon d'Or, that they won Copa
Yeah.
America. Because I don't think Portugal won anything. Did Juve win the league last season? I can't remember now, Shaz.
Yeah, I think they did.
So to me, really, Ronaldo probably should have won. But then you could
Yeah, it's
always say
quality.
Lewandowski should have won because Lewandowski had a good season last season. I think he had a better season than Messi last season. But like we said, that is a bit off topic. So let's get back to United. Oh, sorry, no, Inter Milan won last season, Shaz.
Okay.
Like I said, Ronaldo didn't win anything last season. So that's I'll take that back. Then Ronaldo shouldn't have won if he didn't win a trophy because, like I said, it was an average season for him. But Messi winning with Argentina doesn't give him the tip of Lewandowski. That's just retarded. That's
Yeah,
just
okay.
retarded, man. So sorry to use that word, but it's just mad. But next opponent for United is Arsenal this Thursday. So whilst we're here, we will just preview this game instead of doing another video tomorrow or Wednesday to preview it. We'll just do it now, Shaz. We'll just chuck it in at the end of here. So firstly, I know you love Arsenal. I know they're your second favourite team. And then United are your third favourite team, bro. So your heart must be torn between Arsenal and Man United.
Well,
So let
it's
me
good.
know,
It's
bro.
good.
Let me know.
It's good. It's good. Darren's on because cover my first favorite team, followed by Man United, Arsenal. Uh, let's put it simply. I think hand on heart. I think United being at home, I know we did briefly preview it. I think United will take this 2-1.
Mhm.
It'll be about how they set up. I think in all hands on can now that Ollie's gone. I think the
It's going to be
players have put a
interesting to
big
see how Ragnick, if he's in charge of this game, takes his first game against Arsenal. Because
yeah.
let's be honest, Arsenal are a good team. Or they are one of the top teams in the Premier League, if you ask me. They're just having a bad run like United, but Arsenal's bad run has been for years and years now. It's getting longer and longer as we go along. But hopefully, Arsenal turn it around because I do like watching Arsenal. And Arteta's not gone away from his style. He hasn't changed it just because they're doing bad. He's trying to instill it into the players and make it better, which is always
Darren's
good.
actually nailed on the head. Yeah. United and Calvin Phillips would be good signing, so much better than Fred. That chip
That
yesterday
chip
was
yesterday
shocking.
was
My son
shocking,
could
man.
have had better than him. Yeah.
So
You're probably
some
right.
news on Calvin Phillips. I think I mentioned this yesterday or the day before. Calvin Phillips has apparently said he's going to turn down a move to Manchester United. United are willing to offer 60 million for him, which I think is too much anyway. but saying that the news is that Calvin Phillips is going to reject the move to United to stay at Leeds, which is a stupid move for him. He's one of the top English midfielders right now in the England squad. And to help him progress, he needs to move to a bigger club. I'm not saying he needs to move to Man United. He could move to Liverpool. He could move to Man City. He could move to Chelsea. He could move to one of the bigger clubs to progress his career. And I think right now United need a player like him who will break up play, who will track back and tackle from midfield. And I said this to you, Shaz, that he did that really well in the Euros for England. And if he could do that, if he can emulate what he did for England in the Euros for any club, he'll be a bargain for 60 million in the long run. What do you reckon, Shaz? Calvin Phillips? Do you reckon United should go for him, whether he wants to come to United or not? Do you think he's a player that United should be looking at for that role?
Yeah, he should. Then I also said another player. I know you're gonna hate me for saying it, but Declan Rice.
Oh, so freaking heck, man! Oh, Declan Rice, man! I can't stand you. You and Declan Rice, bro. What is it with you and Javel, bro? I think you must like Javel more than Ruddy, in it, bro. That's what it is. That's why you like Declan Rice, in it. Just that word rice that does you.
Exactly, bro.
To me, all he is a bit of Palau rice, in it, bro. He's not that good. He's not. He's not the finished article, bro. He's not the finished article. He's not biryani, is it, bro?
Well, clearly not. But I had to throw it out there just for jokes.
Yeah,
but I mean, in terms of what you said about Calvin Phillips, definitely a signing worth making. If it can happen, 60 million, yes, I agree with you. It's a bit too much. Probably what?
Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Darren, for agreeing with me. Rice is so overrated. Thank you very much. This guy understands me, bro. This guy understands everything I've been saying about Declan Rice, bro. This guy understands, bro. Listen to him, Shaz. Listen to him.
Yeah, because it's a Cov fan telling you what it makes sense. Cov fans always speak sense.
You tell me, Shaz. Is Declan Rice to you overrated? Are you overrating him yourself? That's the question.
It's probably me overhyping
everybody,
myself.
To be fair, bro.
It's probably me. It's probably me overhyping. I do the
it's
same.
Not just you though, bro. To be fair, bro, it's not just you that's overhyping him, because there's a lot of people that saying, yeah, Declan Rice is the answer to United's problems. No, he's not. Right. So moving on to some players, right? Not players that are coming in or transfer rumors. Let's talk about some players that we think Rangnick will now get rid of at United. Okay, so the biggest, he's not going to get rid of Fred, bro. He's not going to get rid of Fred, because Fred's going to be very key to the way he plays football right now, unless we can get someone better. If we can bring in someone like Calvin Phillips, or even someone shitter than Phillips like Declan Rice, maybe we can get rid of Fred. But if you watch Fred play for Brazil, he plays better than Brazil than he does at United. Let's be honest. So to me, Fred will go as long as we get someone that does a better job than Fred in that role. And that's where Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips come in, because they can play that role better than Fred. They're better than Fred at that role right now. And I think they can do better in that role going forward for the club, for United, if we do sign them. Now, I'm going to name drop a couple of United players, Shaz. You tell me if Rangnick should be selling these players or not. The first one, I know you're going to say out. It's Phil Jones.
Yes, out.
So what do you think Rangnick's going to do with Phil Jones?
Bro, you don't need to do anything. You just need to show him the exit door.
No, I mean, do you think he's going to try and help him bring his career back on track and give him some game time?
No.
Do you think he's going to send him out on loan?
I'm not entering this discussion.
No. Do you think he's going to put him out on loan as an audition for other clubs to try and sign him for the rest of the season?
No. He's going to release him on a free.
Well, he's not, though, because the guy's just signed a new 4-year deal last year or this year, bro.
Shit, bro. You cut your losses on certain things.
Personally, to me, bro, what they should do is let Phil Jones go out on loan to any other club. It doesn't matter who. It could be a championship club. I don't give a
No,
shit where he
you
goes.
know what? Newcastle can take him. Newcastle need the players.
True,
They can take
true. Do you know what? That'd be a good move for him. Moving to a project like Newcastle, it'd be a good move for him because he hasn't played consistent football, and I think that's what he needs right now to get that love for football back.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
No
Phil
doubt.
Jones, we're both agreeing he should be out. Yeah. Okay. So next, I'm 50-50 on this guy, bro, right now. So I'm gonna drop his name. You're gonna have to convince me whether he should be in or out, bro, whichever you feel. Anthony Martial.
Nah, gone.
Why though, bro? You're saying gone, right? But you need to have some valid points and reasons behind that. You
Because
can't
he
just
hasn't
say
done
gone, bro.
anything. He hasn't done anything. I'm not impressed with his attitude, and I'm done with him. In 6 years, he hasn't shown his potential, and I think
Yeah.
time
So
back.
there's an interesting comment here from Darren Shaz. I've heard on Saturday at Bournemouth that Cov are actually interested in Jones on loan.
Bro, okay, so
So
Darren, you just said we're
let's
interested in
talk
Jones.
about that, Shaz. Let's talk about that, bro, because he's going. Phil Jones could be going from United to Coventry. What's
Okay,
going on there,
but
Shaz?
who's gonna pay his wages? Who's gonna pay his wages? Cov can't pay.
I think it'll
Cov
be
can't
United
afford
pay
his
his wages, bro. I think United will pay his wages and let him go out on loan and have an audition
Well, yeah. I
for
mean,
clubs to sign him next season.
if United take all the wages, then yeah, Phil Jones
I
can
don't
come.
think United will pay all the wages. I think it'll be a 50-50 split, or maybe United pay more of his wages than Cov
Yeah, I
do.
mean, Cov's the highest earners on 10K. That tells you everything you need to
And
know.
Phil Jones is on 150.
Yeah.
So you're
So
probably going to be
you
paying.
have to
Cov will
take
probably
you
pay
have
like 5% of his wages.
exactly, yeah. Well,
That, you know
you gotta
what? I
pay.
think that would be a good move for Jones going to a club in the Championship, and trying to get his career back on track if he wants to. If he's still
Bro,
got that passion.
it's bad enough the meme king defender is at United. The last thing I need to be doing is see the meme king guy. Imagine I turn up to a Cov game. I have to see that face. Oh my days.
You're going to be
That'll be
loving
the
it, bro.
day.
He's your favorite player. Never mind.
That'll be the day.
So, well, sorry, but I know I brought that comment up. Let's get back to what I was asking you about Anthony Martial. You were saying he's done nothing in 6 years at United. He hasn't proven himself. So United should be getting rid of him, yeah?
That's just my take on it.
You know
I know
what?
you wanted me to
I'm
give him
still
a
50.
chance. I have,
You know what, bro? I'm
but
still 50-50 on this guy because I'm a big fan of Anthony Martial. But saying that, I think personally, the right move for him will be to move to another club, maybe to the Spanish league or even the Farmers League or the Italian league, because the player at the Premier League is too fast for him. He needs to
yeah.
go somewhere where it's a bit slower, and I think he'll do better. Darren says no, thank you though. To Phil Jones, mate. If you're interested in him, you can have him. I will get United to release him on a free, so you lot can sign him. I just let it get him gone. But yeah, you're right though, Shaz. On Anthony Martial, you are right. He should be gone though at United. He's had enough time to prove himself, and he hasn't done it. But like I said, I'm still a big fan of his, and I would like to see him at a club and do well. Third player, Shaz, I'm gonna bring up is probably the highest paid, probably one of the highest paid players at United. Had the biggest transfer fee of 90 million, as you mentioned earlier. Your boy Paul Pogba. Should he be
Uh,
gone? Should we let him go on free though? That's the main thing. Because in January,
no.
he can make a pre-contract agreement with any club. Should he? Should we let him go for free? Because right now
No,
we
we
can't.
should.
No, we shouldn't let him go for free. But in January, he can sign for any club as a free. For summer, he can sign for free. So no club's going to try and sign him in January when they can just get him for free in January for next season. That just means that they won't have him from January to the end of the season, but they'll have him next season for free as a free player. But you think he should be gone, yeah?
I think he should be gone. I don't think he should go on a free. I think he needs to. They need to get a fee for him. They're not going to get the
Yeah.
full 90 million. Because he hasn't shown anywhere near that ability. But just they need to get some money for him.
Yeah. They do. They definitely need to get some money for him, but I don't think we will, bro. Because in January we can negotiate with other clubs, but then if the club could just turn around, well, we don't want to talk to you. We just want to talk to Paul Pogba, because
Yeah, I
at that
mean,
point he can talk to any
that's the
club he
problem.
wants.
So Glazers are messed up when they should have cashed in on him.
So what I
They
personally think we should do is let him sign the contract extension, and then maybe sell him in summer or maybe next
yeah,
year. Let him
yeah,
have
you
another
could do
year
that.
and then sell him and get some money
Give him
back for him.
yeah, yeah, I
Otherwise,
think
we've
do
just
that.
wasted 90 million on him, and obviously about 200,000 k a year, a week on wages, just to let him go to another club. And he basically used Man United for the money, and I don't think he's done that on purpose. He has had quite a lot of injuries, but then his form's not been good, so he's not been playing well.
Yeah, no, I
So
agree,
I
man.
would like to see him hit his full potential at United. I would love to see it, but is it likely to happen? Is it likely to happen now if he stays? I think it's more likely to happen now under someone like Ralf Rangnick, and maybe our next permanent manager, like Ten Hag. They may be able to get the best out of Pogba.
Well, I'm willing to give him a chance, but I can't stand this mediocrity anymore.
Yeah,
He needs to
100%,
buck
bro,
his ideas up
100%.
or bounce.
Another name I want to drop, right, is Van der Beek. Because of the way he's been treated, do you think he will leave in January?
No, I think you keep him. I've seen enough potential in him for you to be able to say you don't need to play McFred. You can play one of them and
Mm-hmm.
play Van de Beek.
100%. So saying that, you've mentioned two players, Fred and McTominay. So we'll start with McTominay. Do you think he should still be in the starting 11 at United? Should he be on the bench,
No,
or should he be sold?
he should be a squad player, not in the first 11. The same with Fred. He should be in the squad, but there's enough quality to play in front. If you
So would
want
you
me
not
to
sell
tell,
McTominay and Fred and then buy someone who's better than both of them,
well, you
like
just said he
Calvin
isn't going to
Phillips
get
or
rid of
someone?
Fred, so
No, no, but
uh,
this is me and you talking in it, bro. This is the finished article. We can say what we want in it. So let's say he does get rid of Fred and he does get rid of McTominay. Would you be okay with both of them going?
yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. So we've got another comment from Darren. I think he will get rid of Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Lingard, Jones, Martial, Cavani, and Telles, and maybe Henderson. I'm okay with Bailly going because he's not played enough, and I think he needs a new start in his career. Lingard, I'd be upset if he goes because he's got great potential still, even though he's quite towards his 30s. I think he can still offer something at United. Jones, I'm happy if he goes. Martial, the same. Cavani, he's only got 6 months left on his contract anyway, so he'll go back to South America for free to be with his family. Telles, I think he's still got more to offer United, and Henderson, I think Henderson shouldn't go out on loan. On I don't know. I mean, I'd probably pick Henderson in some games over De Gea.
This is the problem
And
I feel for Henderson now, because Henderson's problem is that he was Sheffield United's number one. He came back to be Man United's number one. They're still so last season he worked his ass to get into the side, which means he had to pull out of the England squad. Fair enough, but now even though he's done that, he still isn't getting
yeah,
back
yeah,
into the
yeah. But
United
he pulled
squad.
out of the England squad because he was injured at that point, so he couldn't play for him anyway. But you're
No,
right.
I know,
I do
I
feel
know.
sorry for Henderson, like you said.
Yeah,
He's a great goalkeeper. It's just there's two great goalkeepers at United. You've got Henderson and De
and
Gea.
that's why I said you should never have two great goalkeepers. You should have one,
I think
and
it's
then
good because they give each of the competition like Tellez and Luke Shaw do on that left back
yeah. But
position.
the problem is
But
Henderson isn't getting
sorry,
the games.
just let me finish, bro. Just let me finish.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
you are right. Henderson does deserve to play more. Now, what I will personally do is maybe rotate the two. Like let De Gea have a couple of games and then let Henderson maybe play some games where we know we can win.
Yeah,
So your FA Cup games, or maybe some of the games in the Premier League against, I don't want to say lesser opposition because all the teams in the Premier League are really good this season. So just let him play some games against teams that we should be winning, where we know he's going to do well. And then the bigger games like the top teams like Chelsea, City, Liverpool, let De Gea play them. I think if we did that, he'd probably be happier to stay than he would be now, because I think in January he's probably going to be looking for a loan move, because you've
Yeah,
got the World Cup coming in 2022 as well, bro. You've got to remember that he's going to want to play the he's going to want to play the end or the latter half of the season to try and push to get into the England squad, because how many games does he play for United this season? He only played when De Gea was away at the start of the season, and that's only because De Gea had come back from international duty.
that was a couple of games.
Yeah, so I would really like to see him. Yeah, sorry, Darren, you are right. All the teams are good apart from Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham are shit.
Yeah,
We know that here on the finished article. We know that here. Tottenham are bottle jobs. They're shit. We don't like them. So if you're a Tottenham fan, just tune off, because we just rip Tottenham all the time here. This shit. They're bottle jobs. No, I'm joking. Stay. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I've got. That's all I've got to say on all these topics, bro. There are other names that we can drop, whether they should be in and out at United, but we just covered quite a lot of them there with Darren's comment. So is there anything else you want to add to obviously Ragnac and obviously anything else at United, bro? Is there anything
no, I
you've heard
mean,
that I haven't mentioned?
no, it's been a great show. Great to cover the topic because it's breaking news today. So it was good to get on and talk about it. For myself, nothing really to add.
Sweet.
But it'll be interesting, like I said, to see what happens next couple of games. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We've got some exciting episodes, especially tomorrow's one is a cracker. You don't
Yeah.
want to miss tomorrow's one.
So we have got Fight Night episode 12. We are going to be talking about the most anticipated match in boxing that was announced
We've
today.
been waiting
Amir
for this
Khan
for
versus
yeah.
Kell Brook. We've
This
been
is
talking
5
about
years
this
in
for
May.
11 episodes on Fight Night, and now we have finally got it. So I'm going to be on. Shaz is going to be on. We are trying to get Nadeem to be on as well, who's the other host of that show. All three of us will be on and talking shit about Amir Khan fighting Kell Brook. So you don't want to miss that, because I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a cracker of a show, especially knowing the way that Shaz feels and I feel and Nadeem feels about Amir Khan and Kell Brook. It's going to be a cracker. You don't want to miss that. We've also got all things football coming later this week. We've got Fergie time again on Friday after United and Arsenal. And then Saturday or Sunday, we've got the Finnish Cup, where we're going to be doing another TV show or movie review. So there's plenty of content coming this week. So stay tuned. Come back to the YouTube channel maybe later on today or tomorrow, and you'll see the rest of the shows. The one for tomorrow is scheduled for around 10:30. For Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We haven't got anything scheduled just yet, but we will get them scheduled in for you, so you can keep yourself up to date with our schedule, and you can always tune in to us. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate all the comments from Darren. But yeah, I appreciate the comment there, Darren. He's got work early, so he's off. I appreciate you saying that it's a great show. Appreciate you tuning in all the time. Great support. But yeah, that is all for today. We've wrapped up, and we'll be back again tomorrow with what show, Shaz? Fight Night. It's going to be a cracker, people. Don't miss it.
See you soon.